Many dog owners are convinced their pups are fiercely loyal, following them everywhere like a shadow. But for some dogs, this devotion goes far beyond simple companionship. It's something deeper, something unshakable. This powerful connection is called imprinting, and it's one of the clearest signs that your dog sees you as their world. But how can you tell if your pup has truly imprinted on you? Could they be showing signs without you even realizing it? In this video, we'll reveal 8 undeniable ways your dog proves their bond with you is unbreakable, including some surprising behaviors they'll only display for their one and only. Before we dive in, take just 2 seconds to hit that subscribe button. By doing so, you'll be the first to catch our fascinating dog fact videos as soon as they drop. So let's start with the first undeniable sign. Number 1, listening to you like you're their world. Training a dog can feel like negotiating with a toddler. Sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't, and other times they pretend they can't hear you at all. Many dogs would much rather follow their own impulses. Jumping on visitors is just their way of saying hello. Ignoring your call because they caught a fascinating scent. Well, who could blame them? But if your dog has truly imprinted on you, it's a whole different story. They don't just hear you, they want to listen. The sound of your voice is more important to them than whatever exciting distraction is happening around them. Why? Because making you happy gives them just as much of a thrill as chasing that squirrel or investigating that mysterious leaf pile. Sure, their instincts might tell them to keep sniffing, exploring, or running in the opposite direction. But the moment they hear your voice, they stop. Not out of fear or habit, but because they genuinely want to be near you. That's the power of imprinting. But trust isn't just about listening. It's about allowing closeness, even in their most sensitive areas. And that brings us to the next sign of deep bonding, their nose. Number 2, letting you boop their nose. A dog's nose isn't just for sniffing, it's their ultimate tool for exploring the world. But for us dog lovers, it's also prime booping real estate. Who can resist gently tapping that adorable snoot? It's a small but affectionate gesture, a way to say, "I love you," without words. But have you ever noticed that some dogs hate having their noses touched? That's because a dog's nose is incredibly sensitive, filled with millions of scent receptors. A strong perfume, long nails, or even just an unexpected touch can make them pull away. That's why it's a big deal when a dog willingly lets you boop their snoot. It's a sign of trust. But if your dog not only allows it, but actively leans into it, or even boops you back, congratulations, you're not just their human, you're their favorite human. That's the power of imprinting. And if you think that's sweet, wait until you hear about the next thing imprinted dogs do. It might just be the cutest sign of all. Number 3, locking eyes with you. Eye contact is a powerful form of communication, something humans instinctively use to connect with one another. But for dogs, it's a whole different story. In the canine world, prolonged eye contact can be a challenge, a threat, or even a sign of impending conflict. Most dogs naturally avoid staring, especially at strangers or unfamiliar dogs. It's their way of saying, "I don't want trouble." But if your dog willingly holds eye contact with you, that's something special. It means they trust you completely. They don't see you as a threat, they see you as their safe place. When a dog has truly imprinted on you, they won't just glance at you now and then. They'll actively seek out your gaze, whether they're looking for reassurance, waiting for guidance, or just soaking in your presence. Some imprinted dogs will stare at their favorite person for no reason at all, almost like they're memorizing every detail of your face. So, if your dog locks eyes with you and seems completely at ease, you've earned a level of trust that goes far beyond basic companionship. And speaking of trust, let's talk about another way dogs reveal just how much they love you. Number 4, the ultimate hug test. We all love wrapping our arms around our dogs in a warm embrace, but did you know most dogs hate being hugged? Unlike humans, who see hugging as a sign of love, dogs often perceive it as being trapped. It can make them anxious, uncomfortable, and eager to escape. But if your dog lets you hug them, and even sticks around instead of wriggling away, that's a huge sign of trust. Imprinted dogs, the ones who have fully bonded with their person, will tolerate your strange human habits just to make you happy. They might not love it, but they'll patiently endure it because they adore you, so remember to show your appreciation by not clinging too long. Some might even lean in, sigh contentedly, or rest their head on your shoulder, true signs that they feel safe and secure in your arms. So next time your dog lets you squeeze them for just a little longer than usual, remember, you're not just their owner, you're their person. Number 5. Following in your footsteps. Many dogs are content to let you do something alone, watching you from a cozy spot on the sofa. But if your dog follows you from room to room, even when there's nothing exciting happening, that's a huge sign they've imprinted on you. Some dogs are happy to lounge on the couch and watch you from a distance, but an imprinted pup, they want to be where you are, always. Think you'll get a moment of privacy in the bathroom? The second that door closes, you might hear scratching, whining, or even the sound of a nose desperately trying to nudge its way in. It's their way of saying, "Why are you shutting me out?" While this constant companionship is heart-meltingly sweet, it can have its downsides. An imprinted dog might become overly dependent on you, leading to anxiety when you're not around. If your dog panics every time you leave, it might be time to work on building their confidence and independence. But one thing's for sure, when a dog chooses you as their person, they're in it for life. Number 6, never wanting to leave your side. Some dogs are like furry little shadows glued to your side every second of the day, but even if your pup isn't a full-on Velcro dog, there's still a telltale sign they've imprinted on you. They always find a way to be close. Maybe you have a less cuddly canine who's imprinted on you. Maybe they're not snuggled in your lap, but if you leave the room, don't be surprised to find them quietly repositioning themselves to keep an eye on you. You left them snoozing on the couch, yet somehow they've ended up curled by the bathroom door, patiently watching as you brush your teeth. Or perhaps they have a habit of bringing you their favorite toy, regardless of what you're doing, just to share a moment with you. And if your family ever wonders why the dog never drops the tug toy at their feet, but always seems to bring it straight to you, well, there's no mystery. Your pup has chosen you as their special human. Number 7, stealing your scented treasures. Let's be real, nobody enjoys dealing with a pile of dirty laundry. But for your dog, that messy heap is a gold mine of comfort. If your pup keeps sneaking off with your socks, shirts, or even, yikes, your underwear, it's not just a mischievous habit. It's actually a heartwarming display of affection. Dogs experience the world through scent, and to them, your smell is the ultimate source of security. That old hoodie you're about to toss in the wash? To your dog, it's not just fabric, it's a warm hug that reminds them of you even when you're not home. Ever found your missing sock tucked into their bed? That's not random hoarding, it's their way of keeping a piece of you close, like a child with a favorite security blanket. So before you scold them for raiding the laundry pile, take it as a sign of just how much they love you. When a dog is obsessed with your scent, it means they're deeply bonded to you. And that connection, it's not just love, it's a lifelong imprint. Number 8, choosing to sleep right next to you. Your dog might completely ignore the comfy bed you bought them, insisting instead on squeezing into a spot right next to you. That's because dogs are pack animals, and they feel safest sleeping beside those they trust with their lives. So, if your dog chooses to sleep beside you, even squeezing into tight spaces just to be close, it's a clear sign they see you as their family, their safe haven. And it's not just about bedtime. If your dog constantly curls up at your feet while you're working, sprawls across your lap while you watch TV, or even nudges your laptop aside just to be closer, it's their way of saying, "You're my person." So, if this video made you realize just how deeply your dog has imprinted on you, why not spread the love? Share this with fellow dog lovers and see if their pups pass the test too. And if you're as obsessed with understanding your dog as they are with following you everywhere, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more fascinating insights into your dogs.